It's interesting that, today's weather is testament to the fact that climate change is real. So if you were to ask me what season we're at, I have absolutely no idea. As you can see, I've tried to keep warm and excuse my voice. It feels strained. I think I'm coming down with the flu, but be that as it may. Good afternoon, champions, if I may call you that. We are World Cup champions. This is a wave that I'm going to ride on as Yolisa. For the longest of time, I think it's such a great achievement for Sia, Rasi, and their teammates. But for us as a country, truly and honestly, it reminds me of how much we are able to achieve as a country when we do pull together. So in the spirit of being a World Cup champion, Rugby World Cup champions for the fourth time, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I do want to extend a special welcome to our minister, the Minister of Culture, Ms. Thembi Nkarimeng, the Chair of Council, Mr. Xola Phakathi, our member cities, the board members of the SACN, including our staff members, and of course, our distinguished guests. We have been at the forefront of hosting the Urban Festival, I think it's about 6 years now. And it's pretty much become our hallmark. As you can see, we have adapted to the circumstances. It's in some instances, we're able to do it live. In some instances, like today, we are able to do it on Teams or on Zoom. But, we took this assignment for one particular and very important reason. It is our understanding of the importance of these continuous engagements around urban development. And I'm excited about the fact that I look at the topics that we cover, they're always relevant, they're always on point. But I think these are conversations that we cannot stop having because of the challenges that we continue to face. We have climate change, funny weather as we are seeing today and across the country, by the way, rapid urbanization. The latest census report is saying we are sitting at about 62 million citizens in the country, and somebody argued that give or take there's about 13 million people that are unaccounted for. And if I go back to the time when I was a young transport planner and we're busy with what we used to call comprehensive integrated plans, the population at that time was sitting at about 54 million citizens. So it would seem that give or take, we grow at a rate of about 1 million if people, if my math serves me right. We have geopolitics, whichever way we turn, as we're grappling with Russia and Ukraine. Now we have Palestine as well as Israel. We are still challenged with governments of coalitions in our case. We have a serious issue of socioeconomic challenges, and they play themselves out in various ways, I suppose, as we continue to see within our communities. But I think the point to note, which is a very sore point, is the fact that this year we've registered 32.8% of South Africans that are unemployed. That's about 11 million people that are unemployed, and we are the second highest globally, if you may take a note. So we continue to have these crises. We're still grappling with energy and water as crises that we grapple with on a daily basis. And I suppose we'll continue to experience these shocks. So the question I have is, so are we ready for the next shock? Would we be able to withstand another shock? And I suppose as we then draw the curtains on this enlightening urban conference, I really would like to extend my gratitude to all of you for your unwavering dedication to the betterment of our cities. Our cities remain core to socioeconomic integration and cohesion. Your presence here today and your insights that we've gathered remind us that as a collective that is committed to a resilient local governance remains unshakable despite all the challenges that we continue to face. If I may just go to the keynote address by our Honorable Minister Thembi Nkarineng, she eloquently underscored the challenges our municipalities continue to face, but most importantly, she highlighted the path forward. We are indeed united in our endeavors, as evidenced by the initiatives like the Spatial Development Framework, the National Development Plan, as well as the Urban Development Framework. All of these frameworks guide us towards achieving spatial transformation and promoting stable governance, which is essential for the well-being of our communities. The City Leaders Panel, hosted by Professor Harrison, and I'm very pleased that he's still in the space, reinforced the critical importance of staying the course despite unforeseen and foreseen challenges such as the global pandemic and political instabilities I mentioned prior. We must acknowledge these hurdles and yet find innovative ways to address them, as exemplified by the developments in municipalities like eThekwini, Buffalo City, Johannesburg, Nelson Mandela Bay. These achievements have the power to cascade nationally, I believe, transforming not only our cities, but the entire country. Then we had the TED Talk by Claudia Youth, which illuminated the transformative power of data in solving complex urban problems. Data has, when used correctly, has the ability to be a catalyst for change. It empowers us to talk and ask the right questions. It engages diverse stakeholders, and it identifies solutions that resonate with our communities. Claudia's insights remind us that data is not just a tool, it is a driving force for progress. But I would like to agitate, true to my nature, I always find this question fascinating, and I hope that when you're sitting at home or in your communities or at work, you'd ask yourself the question: so who owns the data? And I know that our cities are not that well vested in terms of the tools to gather the data, find ways of making them applicable to finding the right solutions in their cities. But you don't have to. I think, given the challenges that we are facing, I think we're entering a phase of collaborating with private sector, whether we like it or not. There's absolutely room for engaging with the likes of Google, with the likes of e-hailing services. I remember the time when I once worked for an e-hailing company. We had the ability to gather the data, and we were able to tell you that when passengers are taking, or riders as we call them, are taking an Uber to Sentin, all of 99% of the time we knew where they wanted to be dropped. It was there in our data. Where therefore, as a kind of information we could easily give to a city to say, if you want to construct a bus stop or a drop-off area, this would be the place, because this is based on real-time data that has been collected. And there's a lot of data collection opportunities within cities. So as you go back and think about not innovative and creative ways of using our data, all I'm saying is you don't have to do it alone. We've got a private sector that has the capability to impart those skills and also assist with the resources where they are lacking. Everyone, the private sector, would love to see our cities functional. It is what is necessary for their businesses to grow. So you might as well just leverage on that. Again, coming back, the summaries of city data demonstrates, as presented by eThekwini and Nelson Mandela Bay, that the data can offer tangible, or I suppose they offer tangible examples of how technology can enhance service delivery and financial resilience. These innovative solutions remind us that our cities are dynamic laboratories of progress, where collaboration and adaptability are key. Lastly, we often speak about urban development. I would like to implore us, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the focus on urban centers, because they are highly populated and they remain attractive for a number of reasons. But if you just look at, just by definition, what urban planning is a technical, and I looked this up and I found it so flawed, not in its entirety. It says urban planning is a technical or political process, correct, I agree with that, that is focused on the development and design of land use in urban areas, and it stopped there. And I think therein lies the problem in addressing rapid urbanization. It is very important that whenever we think about redesigning the cities and urban development or spatial development, we do consider and we have a concerted effort in rural development. People must move out of rural areas into urban areas, not because of need, but because of choice. Rural areas must be self-sustaining. And I would like to leave you with that thought in mind. In closing, I'd like us to carry the knowledge, insights, and connections from this conference into our cities. Together, we can continue to shape our urban spaces into thriving, inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable communities. I am very clear in my mind that a resilient city and a sustainable city are two different concepts, but one cannot happen without the other. Our commitment to this cause is a beacon of hope for the future, and I have no doubt that the transformative power of collaboration and innovation will lead us to even greater achievements. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking your day off to be with us, to share your knowledge with us, to share your experiences with us. We really appreciate the collaboration and the partnership. I really would like to thank my team for all the time diligently for putting together a successful event once more. I do want to thank our partners, COCTA, as well as our member cities. And if there's any partner that I've forgotten, please forgive me. Much appreciation to everybody that has made this day a success. Thank you very much.